Thomas Henderson is one of the most controversial NFL players. Despite having a great reputation in the NFL and being regarded as the best linebacker in the history of the NFL, he could not stop himself from getting under a pile of trouble. His troublesome nature led to the end of his career. A career that could last ages was cut short because of his very own mistakes. Henderson, like many other NFL stars, had an underwhelming childhood. He was raised by his teenage mother in an unstable environment on the east side of Austin, Texas, and played football for the L.C. Anderson High School team until his sophomore year. Later, he moved to Oklahoma City to live with his grandmother so that he could get a more stable environment and get better opportunities, which eventually did happen. Although, as a senior, he earned all-city honors playing defensive end at Douglas High School, he was not recruited by colleges because his career had been shortened after having to sit out his junior year after transferring. After graduation, Henderson joined the Air Force but quit before being sworn in. This indeed resulted in being the better choice for him, as his preferred career choice gave him an unbelievable amount of fame and made him the hero he today is. Henderson was a walk-on for the football team at the NAIA Langston University. His raging personality earned him the nickname Wild Man. He was known to be extremely chaotic. As a senior, he contributed to the team's 11-1 record and a playoff appearance. He was named Southwest District Defensive Player of the Year. He started 45 straight games in his college career. He also practiced track and field, competing in the 100-yard dash and the triple jump. Henderson was selected in the first round of the 1975 NFL Draft as part of the Dallas Cowboys' Dirty Dozen draft. He returned a reverse handoff for a 97-yard kickoff return for a touchdown during the second game against the St. Louis Cardinals. He also blocked a punt in the 14th game against the New York Jets. In 1976, he competed with D.D. Lewis for the starting strong side linebacker position. He blocked a punt out of the end zone for a safety in the 12th game against the St. Louis Cardinals. In 1977, he was named the starting strong side linebacker over Randy White, who was moved to defensive tackle. He posted 53 tackles, 3 interceptions, 1 sack, and 2 fumble recoveries. He returned an interception for a 79-yard touchdown against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He also claimed that he introduced the crossbar slam dunk celebration into the NFL at the end of the play. He led the team with 7 tackles in Super Bowl XIII. In 1978, he couldn't start in 3 games because of an ankle injury. He returned an interception for a 68-yard touchdown in the 28-0 NFC Championship win against the Los Angeles Rams. Moreover, he was also selected for the Pro Bowl at the end of the season. In 1980, he was traded to the San Francisco 49ers in exchange for a 4th-round draft choice, but shortly after, he was expelled, as the 49ers coach, Bill Walsh, suspected Henderson was addicted to cocaine. On September 24, 1980, he signed as a free agent with the Houston Oilers. He appeared in only 6 games because of a hamstring injury and played in the Oilers' playoff loss to the Oakland Raiders. He was not re-signed after the season. In February 1981, he became one of the first football players to publicly admit to a drug problem, and with the help of the NFL, he signed himself into a drug rehabilitation program. On June 10th, Henderson signed with the Miami Dolphins, but suffered what proved to be a career-ending neck injury in the final preseason game against the Kansas City Chiefs. On August 31st, he was placed on the injured reserve list. He was not re-signed after the season. In 2002, he was inducted into the Langston University Athletic Hall of Fame. In 2018, he was inducted into the Black College Football Hall of Fame. Even though he had great potential as a player, Henderson's destructive lifestyle of drugs and alcohol began to catch up with him. During many games, he snorted liquid cocaine from an inhaler he hid in his pants. The final straw came in 1979, during the 12th game against the Washington Redskins at RFK Stadium. While his team was being soundly beaten 34-20 on national television, Henderson mugged for the camera and displayed handkerchiefs with the Cowboys team logo. When interviewed about it, he blamed teammate Preston Pearson saying that Pearson had asked him to show off the handkerchiefs, which Pearson was marketing as a favor. Coach Tom Landry was so angered that he deactivated Henderson for the remainder of the season by placing him on the reserve retired list. In November 1983, Henderson was arrested and charged with 2 counts of false imprisonment and 1 count each of forced oral copulation, sexual battery, and furnishing cocaine to a minor. The felony counts include an allegation that Henderson used a gun while committing the crimes. He was arrested after a 15-year-old girl claimed he lured her and a 17-year-old girl, a paraplegic wheelchair user, to the apartment the night before. The younger girl told police Henderson pulled out a handgun and forced her to have sex with him before he assaulted both girls and threatened to kill them. Henderson originally claimed he picked up the girls after they solicited him on the street. He also claimed he pulled his unloaded gun on the girls when he found one of them stealing his money. Police said they found a .38 caliber handgun in Henderson's apartment, along with narcotics paraphernalia. He claimed that he gave them drugs in exchange for consensual sex. Henderson had no history of assaults or sexual misconduct before the 1983 incident. Superior Court Judge Ernest Kelly could have sent Henderson to prison for as long as 18 years, but instead ordered Henderson to pay a fine of $16,000 and recommended Henderson serve his sentence in a minimum security prison. In addition, he pleaded no contest to the charges and entered a treatment center and remained there for 7 months before his 28 months in prison. Thomas has been sober since November 8, 1983. Today he travels the world and willingly shares his story. He has also become a community philanthropist in his hometown. As the founder and chairman of SSSO, he has built and restored a stadium complete with an 8-lane track, all for the recreational enjoyment of the East Austin youth. Additionally, Thomas is the president and owner of Thomas Henderson Films, TM, an educational video distribution company that provides the incarcerated community with information on prevention, recovery, and sobriety. Thomas has devoted his new life to the prevention of substance and alcohol abuse by helping the community understand that sobriety is an option. Moreover, in 2018, Thomas received an honorary doctorate of law from Langston University. He did not limit his journey after getting his doctorate. Instead, he became an author. Thomas is the author of the best-selling book, Out of Control. His speaking tour has taken him to various schools and universities, treatment centers, companies, and prisons. He shares his first-hand knowledge of the pain and suffering brought by substance abuse. Today, he is a new man who proudly shares his story of hope, courage, and change, one day at a time. Thomas lived a life that truly became a lesson for the world. It teaches us to own up to our mistakes, and instead of running from them, we should rather fix them and improve ourselves as human beings. His career might have ended because of his crimes, but what is important is that he grew out of it and spread knowledge all over the world, making the world a better place. He will always remain an inspiration to the youth. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to get more aspiring videos on your feed. Thank you for watching. We hope to see you soon again.